Tonight, on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide, smooth jazz artist Ellis White comes to our platform. The contemporary jazz and urban vibe of guitarist Ellis White is no stranger to the music scene. The self-taught musician is fueled with a diversity of influences across multiple genres, launching a sound that would incorporate high-octane rhythms with the Billboard charting group Catch the Groove, noted for collaborations with Nils, Darryl Williams, and more. Join us as we spotlight guitarist Ellis White. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to another edition of Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. Of course, I'm the creator and host of the show, influencer, promotions on social media. I wear a lot of hats here. But tonight I serve as the creator and host of Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. We have another special guest on Music Monday. That's right, I love Music Mondays. And tonight we have waiting in the wings. Our special guest, Ellis White, is in the house. We almost could get him because he couldn't hear me. Or was that? I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me, right?
That's correct.
But we finally got everything on par, and we're so happy and really honored to have you on tonight. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. I really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I love bringing on the artist, sharing a little bit about who you are and your journey and all that there is. And there are so many layers to the artists that I bring on, and they're so interesting. And I'm sure it will be no less here. We want you, Ellis, to share a little bit about yourself before we get into that coveted music premiere that we have every Monday night. How young were you, Ellis, when music first impacted you?
Well, so the story goes, per my parents, they went to an event. I believe, maybe 4 or 5 years old, somewhere in there, and there was music playing. They wondered where it went, and I was in the middle of the floor, I guess, doing the twist to a song that was playing. So I guess that's when it started. I got bit by the music bug, and I've had it ever since.
Really? So
Yeah.
are either of your parents musically inclined, Ellis?
No, no,
Really?
no, they're
Siblings? Do you
not.
have any siblings that are
Yeah, I'm one of three. The My younger brother, he does play guitar, not seriously though, but he picked up another talent. He is an amazingly talented artist. So
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So amazing that, and I hear this a lot. I have three other siblings, and only one other sibling can sing. I mean, really can sing, right? The other two, uh, you just want them to stay in the shower and sing. You don't.
okay,
And it's so amazing how it hops from one to the other. My mother sang, but my dad couldn't carry a note in a bucket, right? So that was just kind of a funny thing. So we know you play guitar. I've seen you. So did you start out playing the guitar?
well, I had always been interested, and then I think it was probably like early teens, maybe 12, 13, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
My parents finally bought me a guitar, and I took a few lessons, and that was it. I was hooked, and I've been playing ever since. So,
Really? Really? So were there, as you then became familiar with guitar, were there ever any interest beyond that as you became more familiar with it, to venture out and play any other instruments at all?
yeah, outside of guitar, I mean, I play bass as well,
Cool.
and I dabble a little bit with piano. At some point, I will learn how to play that better. But right now, there's just so much going on that I'm kind of focusing in my lane right now.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So amazing. So, who are your most, we have as we grow up, we have a lot of influences, yes?
Hmm.
Um, are there any that just really stick out with you the most?
Yeah, are three that I would kind of call guitar gods that have stuck with me, and I just love how they play, and they've really influenced my sound. That would be Eric Clapton and Santana and Larry Carlton. So it's kind of cross genres, but
Yeah.
they all have had an influence in how I play.
Wow. Really? Wow. Amazing. Eric Clapton. I think he's influenced just about everybody that's out there in the music world. I don't know anybody who's never heard of him.
Yeah,
I
I believe it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, is music for you like a do or die? Meaning, because listen, I you won't believe this. I like to ask this question, like, if you couldn't do music, what would you be doing now, right? I had one answer that just kind of blew me away in that he said, "You know what, Sabrina? If I didn't do music, I'd be dead." I'd never heard,
Wow.
Exactly, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "Yeah, I would. I really would." And so, and then I've had some say, "Well, I hope that never happens, but if," and then they give me their answer. So, that's where I get this from because it's very interesting what answers I get. So, how's music for you? Is it a do or die? And if you couldn't do it, how would that impact you?
Yeah, for me, it's not do or die.
Yeah,
I have a normal job as well, so I keep very busy between all of it.
yeah,
Um, but to answer the other part of your question, if I couldn't do music,
yeah.
um, I would be probably I would be a writer. Um,
Okay.
I've always have written in a conjunction to music, whether it be, short stories or poetry or stuff like that, and I would expand that to novels and maybe even I have a couple of ideas for children's books that at some point I'll get to.
Aw,
So,
I love that. Who's one of your favorite writers, Ellis?
let's see. Because they kind of live in the land of reality meets fantasy and all of that, it would
Yeah.
probably be J.K. Rowling.
Oh, I've heard yes, absolutely, absolutely. Wow. I'm I don't like the fantasy so much. I guess I'm more of, um, reality. I want to read biographies and, see how people have come from nothing to
Mhm.
something. So that's the kind of reader I am. I'm boring. I know I'm
It's not
boring.
boring. I mean, I read both of those types of
You
things
do?
because
Oh,
yeah, because
cool.
I'm very interested in
Yeah.
history
Yes,
and
exactly.
how things work
Yes. I'm a tweaker, tinkerer. I like
mhm.
to pull things apart and see if I can put them back together, and then yeah, yeah, I'm one of those kinds of persons. Well, listen, I'm glad you guys are coming in, the family's coming in. I've put up, some of the comments already. The UAR family is coming in the house. So glad to have everybody coming in. Listen, we've got our smooth jazz artist, Ellis White, guitarist Ellis White. He is here. We've got plenty more questions and definitely got music. I want you guys to hang out because we've got our first break. I know, I cannot believe the first break is coming up. It just is going too fast already, already going too fast. So hang out there. We'll be back in just a minute with more of our guest on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. Hello, everyone. I'm Sabrina Taylor. Please join me every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for Let's Pray with Sabrina Taylor. 30 minutes from start to finish. God hears us when we pray and responds in power. I'd love to have you there. It's an encore presentation of Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide on WHTL 95.2 The Land. Catch the spotlighted interview of soul R&B artist Beth, Wednesday, October 12th, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on WHTLUrbanRadio.com. Hello, Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide family. Are you also a part of the legendary hitmakers and icons family? If you're not, make sure you go over today, press the follow, and make sure you get the alerts. I want all of our families interconnected. Do it now. Go to Legendary Hitmakers and Icons page on Facebook and follow. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. If you are just joining us, yes indeed, our special guest tonight is guitarist Ellis White. He's in the house tonight, and we're so glad to have him on. And I was just talking to him, about the do or die of whether music would be that way for him. And he's like, no, I think I want to live. No, absolutely not. But I do want to ask you about the catalyst that impacted you though to want to play professionally. There's a bug that hits when you're young and then you aspire and you get in bands and contests and such. But then there comes a time where the rubber meets the road and it's like, okay, I really want to do this and I want to do this professionally. I'm really serious about it. What was that catalyst that began that for you?
Okay. Well, you know, back some years ago, I don't think it was one specific thing. I mean, I started playing, started a band with friends of mine that we were all musicians and we all knew each other locally.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of stuff. And in fact, that band has been going for over 25 years, even though I haven't been with it for a long time. But to really ramp up to a real professional standpoint, that's basically when I kind of entered the smooth jazz genre.
Got it.
I
Got it.
spent years doing the rock and the blues and stuff like that, and got introduced to smooth jazz and um, started playing it, found the musicians to play, and things started to click. People started to notice, and it just continued to become more of a professional scenario.
Do you remember your first major, like, oh my God, I'm going to be on stage with, and then you finish the sentence. Do you remember that first major performance for you?
Well, it the first time it wasn't jazz. It was prior to that. I had opened
Okay.
for a few different groups, like the late Warren Zevon and John Cafferty, and some
Yeah.
of the people that were in the light rock genre.
Sure.
Um, but the first time that really hit me was my very first jazz festival that I got brought into, and just the people that you had to play, before or after
Right.
or with. I just remember, being very uh, I don't know what the word is, probably at first scared, but settled in and did just fine. And they were, on that lineup on that particular festival were Chick Corea,
Wow.
the Rippingtons, the Commodores, Mesa. So some of the biggest names.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Wow. The butterflies.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember those. I do. I remember those, and that's the thing about control. When you can master that, you pretty much can get up on stage and perform and or sing. But some people have just not had the opportunity to master that. Do you still find yourself having little flutters, butterflies?
Oh yeah,
Still?
it's not all the time, but I guess it depends upon the performance, how important it is, and so oh yeah, it's they come.
They come.
Luckily, they go away quickly.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I many artists, they aspire. Those that I've supported and those that I've seen, the indie artists that have come up, they really aspire to get charted on Billboard. That's like, oh my God, that's a moment. And it is an achievement of such. Um, Do you feel pressured because and we're jumping ahead for the sake of time. Wish I could cover just about everything. I'm sure you're layered with a lot of history, but for the sake of time, with Catch the Groove, you guys were not um uh like scarce on the Billboard charts. You kind of like you were there quite a bit
Mhm.
here and there. And so a lot of artists are like, man, if I could just break into the Billboard chart or, some of the reporting stations. Do you feel do you ever feel pressure to remain like a Billboard charting kind of artist, or is it simply just about the love of the music, Ellis?
Yeah, I used to at one point. I kind of it was kind of indicated that Billboard was the end all,
Mhm.
and but now I just want to make good music.
Right.
My main focus is to uh, get the attraction of those people that are going to hire me to perform.
Got it.
So I'm looking to attract the talent buyers, and the listeners. Um, and there's several other charts. I mean, right now I haven't hit Billboard at this point with the new song, but there's four
Right.
other charts that I have been charting on,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
are all excellent in their own right. So
Yes.
um, so I'm very very happy with that. So yeah, Billboard is if it happens, that's fabulous. But
Right.
if it doesn't, I mean, I'm okay with that. Everything else is going well, and hopefully that 2023 will be a good year for performances. So
Absolutely. Is there anything though that you've gone through the blues, now the jazz, and so is there anything along your journey that you'd change if you could?
no, I don't think so. The only change that I'd like to see going forward,
Mhm.
perhaps, is if music and writing
Yeah.
could be a self-sustaining
Ah,
scenario.
got it.
If I could do that, full time and survive,
Sure.
and that would be great.
Yeah.
But but right now I'm making everything work.
Yeah. So you write, correct?
Yes.
So do you have an extensive library? Or you now trying to compile that? Because we know there's a lot of money in publishing, if you do it the right way. Um, the performance, I think it's a bonus, but it's in the publishing, it's in the licensing. Do
Mhm.
you think you'd ever want to, as a writer, have your music, and I'm sure the answer is yes, have your music picked up by um, some movie, some commercial, some ad, and it's like, oh, wow, you know, is that something that you
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just kind of a side thing I'm working towards too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have a lot of music. Some of it's finished, some of it isn't.
Right.
Yeah, and the finished stuff hasn't been released yet, but
Got it.
that's that's to come in the future. So
Yeah.
um,
Got it. So, how important then is legacy? And I haven't asked this question in a while, and I usually like to ask the artists about legacy. Everybody wants to leave a footprint or an imprint of such in the earth. How important is legacy to you?
I'm not sure if it's real important to me. I think that the only thing I'd like to leave behind is that I was able to inspire other musicians to
Yeah,
to continue their dream and move forward and continue to write or perform or whatever it is that they do,
right.
just to stay with it.
Wow. Any wisdom nugget then, seeing that that's important to you, seeing that you've got a lot of history under your belt, what wisdom key or keys can you leave an aspiring indie artist, or just any wisdom key that, it's like, hey, if this is where you're aspiring to be, here are some things that I think you need to know along the way.
I think the biggest thing that I tell people is to believe in yourself
Oh, yeah.
and never
Powerful.
stop believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Listen to listen to your heart. You know what to who you are,
Yeah.
and stay with who you are,
Wow.
and continue to just don't let anybody try to change that.
Right.
And I think if you do that and you just continue to persevere every day and just keep at it, at some point in time something's going to break for you.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with you in that. Some people look at excuse me, they look at the fact that, oh, I'm over 40 and I've never seen a 40-year-old start playing the saxophone and make it. You just never know what's going to happen, because if you have that, and I just use that as an example, not that I know anybody like that, but if there is something unique about an artist, I always feel that if you don't mimic somebody else, then it gets the attention of other people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it just brings you to light, because nobody can do it, so to speak, the way that you can do it. Do you believe in that?
Oh yeah, I do. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had some people, kind of, that they have thanked me for not putting something out that is mainstream,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
that fits the genre, but it doesn't sound like everybody else. So,
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. Yeah. Make your own way. Definitely.
mhm.
Well, I am seeing that we need to take one more break, and then when we come back, I want to talk about some more nuts and bolts of your life, and
Sure.
I know you're a writer and what have you. Got more questions about that production
Hmm.
and inspiration. So hang out with us, everybody, because definitely we're coming back with more questions for Mr. Ellis White. So don't you guys go away. We'll come back in just a minute. Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. It's an encore presentation of Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide on WHTL 95.2 The Land. Catch the spotlighted interview of soul R&B artist Beth, Wednesday, October 12th, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on WHTLUrbanRadio.com. Hello, everyone. I'm Sabrina Taylor. Please join me every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for Let's Pray with Sabrina Taylor. 30 minutes from start to finish. God hears us when we pray. and responds in power. I'd love to have you there. Hello, Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide family. Are you also a part of the legendary hitmakers and icons family? If you're not, make sure you go over today, press the follow, and make sure you get the alerts. I want all of our families interconnected. Do it now. Go to Legendary Hitmakers and Icons page on Facebook and follow. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. I haven't had a legendary show in a minute, and that's because I really haven't decided yet who I want to pursue to come on. Because most times when I pursue them, I get them. The last time I pursued After Seven, and guess what? I interviewed After Seven, and I grew up in the like the late 80s. I can't believe that. They're legends. Listening to After Seven. And so I'm still trying to figure out before this year is out who I want to close the year out on the legendary side. But tonight, you've joined us on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide with Sabrina Taylor. So glad you're here. I'm the creator and host of the show, and we've got a special guest. Guitarist Ellis White is here with us, and we're picking his brain and making him think of things to say, We're having a great time. I really am loving and familiarizing myself with him. And Ellis, I wanted to ask you this question too as well. My niece is having some funny moments down the hallway. It's so funny. she she gets tickled, and that's all she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you if there was a special place that you've traveled to in the world that you'd love to go back to. Has there been any place out of the country that you've traveled to perform that you'd like to revisit?
Not to perform.
Okay.
I have a feeling that they're coming.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. There's been like hints dropped.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so if that were to take place, I will be sure to let all the fans know.
Yeah. Yeah. That they can find you there. Have you been to the UK?
I have not.
Would you like to go there?
I was supposed to go for is it 6 or 7 weeks in 2020, but
Ooh,
COVID took care of that.
COVID did the thing. COVID's been
It
messing with a
did.
lot of people's agendas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, it was 6 countries, including the UK.
Wow.
So,
Well, let's just pray that it resurfaces and that opportunity and that door opens for you to go where you were supposed to. You're going to get where you're supposed to go. I believe that. I just believe that. And most artists have like their own labels. Do you have your own label?
I don't. It's something I've contemplated,
Mm-hmm.
and it may take place, but as of yet, no.
Right. So who are you? Are you like with an indie label right now?
Yeah, I'm with for I'm with a outfit out of the UK. Speaking of the UK,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
it's called Polyphemus,
Yeah.
and they're they're taking care of some publishing and representation right now. Um, so I don't know if things go great with them, then that's I might just stay there. So we'll see what happens.
Of course. Of course. Always doors that could open.
Yeah, so
And
far they've been good to me. So
well, but that's a great thing. You
yes.
want to be, under, having someone support you who believes in your music. I've heard a lot of sidebar. I've heard a lot of artists, um, and for one reason or another, I was just kind of so because I just didn't believe in how they were doing things. And so my thing is I want to totally believe in the artist and their music. I want a complete package. And I
Mhm.
know that's probably asking for a lot because we are imperfect beings. But the thing is that, when you love what you do, it comes out. in your music, right?
I
And I
believe
say
that.
this a lot. If if the consumer can say, "Oh, I love Ellis's music." And then they say, "Oh, but you know what really, really gets it for me is I love Ellis. He's just a super duper guy," right? So if you can get both of those things
Yes.
happen,
Yeah.
I mean, you got a win-win because really people like to buy and support who they like. If they
Hmm.
don't like you, um,
Yeah, I know.
you know, so you got to get out there and nurture those followers. Don't
Mm.
just let them hang on out there. Just get with them. Get with them. So, what is it that you believe drives your musicianship beyond the love of music?
I'd have to say it's just my passion to create.
To create? Yeah. Yeah.
That's and creating music is just an I just get into it so well, and
Sure.
love
Sure.
doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as a creative, that for me, that's the fun part is to just, taking something, creating something from nothing, so to speak,
Hmm.
and then making it this thing to the point to where it's like, "Oh, boy, do I love this." And then you get excited, you want everybody else to get excited, you know what I mean? And so I just think it's the rush of that, um, creativity. So then have you self-produced anything and/or co-produced any of the with you being I know you were with Catch the Groove. How long were you with Catch the Groove, though?
The group was together. Um, it was 11 years.
Wow, that's a long time. That
Yeah, and most of the same crew was with me. I mean, I still I call the band that plays with me Catch the Groove.
yeah.
But those members, due to COVID, they had to make some other life choices.
Got it. I get
So
that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So then you have self-produced and co-produced some of your own music as
yeah,
well?
and anything that I have had a producer on, it's like I've been really tightly involved,
Good.
with the process.
Good.
And the last song, "Keeping It Real," was I did really use a good producer to help on that song, Tremel Starks in Atlanta.
Oh god, he's a big guy.
And yeah, so he did a great job helping me see my vision through. Um,
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So what inspire tell me what it looks like when you write. What inspires you? Is it life, love? Is it a culmination of life and love and inspiration? Share what it is that inspires you as a writer.
a lot of the things that I have written have to do with something that I've experienced or something that I've seen somebody else experience. And that kind of sets the theme for what I write about. Most of the time that's the case. There's been times where um, I would just be playing with the guitar, and I hit some set of chord arrangements, and that would spark the
Right.
start of a new song.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I want you though, if you could, to share the backline story. Well, talk about so you just shared that, most of the musicians within Catch the Groove, because of other things, had to kind of go their own way. And so now you are a solo artist.
That's correct.
How long have you been a solo artist, Ellis?
I just came out as a solo artist this year in 2022.
Oh, I mean, that's brand new, brand new.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
I've always, either performed with Ellis White and Catch the Groove or as Catch the Groove,
Sure.
but as a true, going out and just hiring other musicians to play with me all the time,
Sure.
that weren't part of the original band. That just started this year.
Wow. Wow. So do you own the rights to that name, Catch the
Yes.
Groove?
Mhm.
Ah, it's making sense now. Got it. Got it. Got it. So talk about I want you to give me like the backline story for Keeping It Real. Share that with me. Are you
Oh no,
the writer?
yes, I wrote the song, and it came from um, the sheer notion that I didn't have a blank checkbook, to get the song produced and recorded and marketed. Um, and I told myself, well, I got to really kind of be real with what I'm doing to get this new song out. And that's how the name of the song became born. It was like I got to keep it real, so keeping it real.
I want us to take a listen to the song. I've heard it. I've heard it 100 times. Love it. Let me say
Thank you.
that. I do. I really do. It's a beautiful song. And you guys, you know what I want from you guys. Hearts, I want emojis, I want all of that. So you guys, I want you to listen, let me know. Tell me what you think. We'll be back in just a little bit. Okay? Catch the groove.
Thank you.
Well, sort of. Catch the groove. Ellis White.
There you
He
go.
owns the name. He owns the name. Keeping It Real by Ellis White. Right here on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed Keeping It Real by our friend Ellis White. Amazing. I think it was amazing. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ellis. I mean, really amazing sound. Let's see what we got from some of the viewers. I like this. Rose Lady said she could hear it at Seabreeze. Hmm. Okay. I like that too.
That's a
And
good
she
one.
also, it is. She said it was very different from most music out there, very refreshing. I think so as well. Now, you got fire from Colleen,
That
right?
that I do.
She loves you. She's
Hmm.
the one who connected us, Colleen. Thank you, Miss Keithley. I appreciate you for doing that.
Yes, thank you, Colleen.
Such a sweet friend, such a sweet friend. And Michelle Sellers, she is a co-owner of STL Smooth Jazz out of St. Louis. Awesome.
Oh,
So you're going to be rebroadcasted on her radio station. So
awesome. Thank you,
absolutely.
Michelle.
I know, I know. Just comments are still coming in. Um, even Sheila said, yep, yep, she just loves it. I love it. And I want you guys to support the indie artist. The culture is growing, it's becoming dominant. I mean, you used to say indie versus the majors. I don't think there are really any majors out there now because they're all discovering that, hey, I need to take hold of my own career and future, and um, and it's not gonna happen if somebody's holding the reins to your masters. So we all know that.
Hmm.
And Colleen said, Sabrina and Ellis, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She's such a great support to the Unsigned Artist Reveal. I mean, as well as everybody that's
Hmm.
here. Shelly, Sheila, Rose Lady, there, and I don't know if I forgot to call out any names. Martin Higgs that's who I'm missing. He's from the UK. Martin Higgs has a show as well. He's usually on probably something major happened because let me tell you, Martin is very, very supportive. He'd be on, even though it's like 6 hours ahead. He'd be on right now. So, excuse me. I hope everything is well. So the music, have you gone to any kind of network radio to make this music more prominent out there, Ellis?
Yeah. This time around, I had used radio promoters in the past,
Of
and
course. Mhm.
as I mentioned before, the whole aspect of this song, I had to kind of keep it real.
Sure.
This song has more been, um, I kind of acting as my own radio promoter, um, if
Yeah,
if you will.
absolutely.
And I did have some support services assist with that,
Right.
but even with that, I am just overwhelmed with the level of airplay
Mhm. Yeah.
this song has received across the globe, and it's just been amazing. You know, like I said, there's like four different charts that I
Yep.
saw today that I'm on. So, I just so grateful for that.
Amazing. So amazing. Aren't you utilizing Smooth Jazz Global?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, that. that's a step in the right direction in getting the airplay that you need. I know there's more, that you could do, and more means more money. And so, whatever you decide to do, it's going to be great because it's already a great song. Um, and so, as you just shared, you're getting a lot of positive feedback. Is this just from um like the Smooth Jazz Global family and on the other charts you're getting, or is it from what are you getting personally from listeners who are gravitating towards this music?
Well, yeah, some of the a couple of the comments that I really like is, by the my most favorite song this year.
Oh,
Um, the
really?
uh, somebody sent me. They felt like it was the hit for the summer.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Wow.
so those are a couple of my favorites, but they've all been super positive.
Yeah,
They've come from fans. They've come from the radio stations. They've just
sure.
come from other people that happen to be on a feed that the song was played on, and it's just been fabulous.
Yeah. Are you going to try and get out? I know you even alluded to that in the beginning of the interview about wanting to get the attention of vendors or venues so that you can come out and perform. So the idea is to secure bookings, correct? So that you can
That's
go out
correct.
and
That's
yeah,
that's that's pretty much the main goal.
yeah, yeah. So you can get out there. Wow. Who who would you, if there were like no restrictions, who would you
Hmm.
like to collaborate with going forward?
Well, I kind of had a kind of a two-part
Ah,
answer to that. More on a realistic vein. One of the guitar people that I mentioned earlier, I would love to do something with Larry Carlton.
oh, yes.
But if I wanted to reach for the stars,
Yes.
um, I my absolute most most wonderful musician that I think is out there and has been around for a long time is Stevie Wonder, and
Really?
that would be I've played a lot of his music over the years, and
Yeah.
that would be the ideal dream scenario
Yep.
right there. So
Yeah. Well, you just put it in the atmosphere. You just never know.
no, I know you don't.
Ah, you just never know. Who knows whom, right? And the opportunities are endless. They really are. I mean, and it's a small world, Ellis.
Hmm.
Before COVID, and one of my friends that's on now, she and I talked about this. It kind of put us all on a level playing field, if you will, you know, because, everybody was offset and on social media. I mean, from the greatest to the least, they were all in one place. And so
Yes.
they were looking for something different. And, I know for sure that there are some artists who got discovered by what we call the majors who probably wouldn't have, if that event, COVID, had not
Hmm.
happened, right? I know there was life lost and what have you, but it just made us realize how sensitive and how fragile life is and the moments you gotta seize them, and you just never nobody could have told us that all of um these expressions would come out of COVID. I mean, as some people said they wrote so much, it's like it's just coming out of their pores. Some people, on the other hand, said they got brain fog. They couldn't create anymore. Um, it just, it did different things to different people.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who found it as a springboard to create and then shared it on social media and then it got picked up and now, they're living their dream. I just think that, you know, some good things did come out of that.
Yeah, I agree,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, some great things did come out of it. So, is there an underlying message as we wrap things up for you? Because I did put I did put your connect with Ellis there. I want you guys to do that. If you're not, before I go forward, I want you to follow him. He's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Are you on TikTok?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's just something to aspire to.
Absolutely.
But but I know you're on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
But go and follow him and just stay connected and support him. And I think I also have your website as well. Yes, I do. Stay connected. Tour dates or venue dates, they will be on your website. Yes,
Yes, they will.
they will. Okay, absolutely. So that being said, as people connect and they start following and supporting you and finding you in places, what is that underlying message, Ellis, that you want to leave with them when they hear your music and see your performances?
Well, um, I I pretty much, I mean, I strive to write the best music I can,
Right.
and my hope is that, the listeners garner some joy in listening.
Sure.
And, and it's, and again, something I had said earlier, uh, my hope is, so if there's any message really, it would be, uh, hopefully I've inspired them, that my music inspires somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Well, I'm inspired.
Thank
Your
you.
music is amazing. It really is. It really is. I think every creative has something to offer. And, if we look hard enough, we'll find something. It's like, wow, I didn't even think about that. Oh, wow, this is amazing. So thank you so very much for choosing because there's a lot to choose from that's out here. But you chose to come here and spend an hour with us.
I was
And
most happy to.
oh, thank you so very much. And I'm wishing you all the success that you can stand. Life is so short. You just don't know. And you just got to live your best life now. Yes.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
because we didn't know what was coming back in 2020. And, we were all sitting around going, the moment this is over, I'm going to do this. Right.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so here we
Um,
are. Here we
yeah,
are. So
the
just
one piece of feedback
sure.
before we leave that I
Okay.
just found out recently
Okay.
is that I've struggled with the ultimate feedback is that this song and myself have been submitted to the 2023 Grammys for potential nomination. So,
So the FYC for your consideration?
for your consideration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that it gets accepted and you get a nomination because that's really where the excitement is.
Hmm.
Like they accepted it. Now nominate it. Can you do that? So just I'm wishing you the best.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And thank you for everybody who tuned in. And I've been looking at your comments and I truly, truly appreciate them.
Oh, absolutely. Well, listen, guys, it's the end of the road and it just goes so quickly. Every week it goes so quickly. But I want you guys to support wherever digital music is sold. You can go to YouTube, you can find him there as well, but definitely go to social media, follow him Whatever your preference is. Some people don't like Facebook, they like Instagram. Some don't like Instagram, they like Facebook, Twitter, whatever your preference. He's on all three. There's something for everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
listen, remember, you guys, what you make happen for others, what is it? God will make it happen for you. Listen, you guys, take care, and I will see you again soon on next week. You guys take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome.